Can
Nice.
ETH hold and keep pushing to that 2000 range?
Yeah, I think the range everyone has marked out here for ETH is this $2,000 level. If you can see my screen here, so that was our prior resistance. And if we throw on our margin pressure levels, which just marks out where does the buy pressure start to subside due to people not being able to get leveraged at the same, 2x long amount off of keeping their liquidation points below this local low over here. And that's at exactly $2,000. And that's why we saw some resistance early on in our last run up, our last high of 2022. $2,000 was quite a bit of resistance. Now, the question is whether or not these higher lows in this uptrend in general could potentially help push us past this $2,000 to $2,050 region up to maybe $2,700, maybe $3,000 if we got a speculative enough period of time for Ethereum. Now, I'm very bullish on Ethereum in the long term. And I actually think that the Ethereum versus Bitcoin ratio is a little bit oversold right now. And that Bitcoin's been running the show. Bitcoin dominance, if I go to the Bitcoin dominance chart, is high right now towards the top of its range. And I know everybody loves to jump on, to the idea that, Bitcoin dominance is going to run back up and break out of this range. That's fine. I mean, until it proves that it's actually going to break out, I personally, when it comes to ranges, you're almost always, from a statistical standpoint, you're almost always going to be better playing off the ranges and saying, okay, Bitcoin's been running the show here, but it's probably time for a pullback and a little bit of an altcoin run. And even in a pullback in dominance from 47% down to 44%, I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to zero or anything. In fact, I think Bitcoin will probably continue its uptrend. But what I'm saying here is I think we may be a little bit due for an alt season, a little bit due for an alt run, right? Especially if Bitcoin can push through $30,000. We talk about, the 24, 25K support level that maybe it goes back and tags first. But if Bitcoin can sustain over $30,000 and we see some speculation in Dogecoin, some speculation in altcoins, I actually think that Ethereum's overdue to outperform Bitcoin a little bit in a little bit of an alt run. And maybe that's where we see it go up and tag $2,600, $2,700 or so. In the meantime, I do want to just take a peek here at RSI. Throw the RSI on. And yeah, I mean, what you'll start to see is, this potential bearish divergence. No, that's not even bearish divergence. We have a little bit of bearish divergence on Bitcoin actually on the daily, but it looks like Ethereum is relatively clean. So yeah, maybe maybe you could call that bearish divergence. Maybe we get a correction if Bitcoin corrects, but otherwise I am pretty bullish on ETH. $2,000 would be the target, and that would be the level that you actually want to watch for a breakout. Now, as far as our just general pattern goes here, this is a massive ascending triangle, a really, really big one. And that's a reversal bottoming pattern, very bullish pattern. When you break through, make support on top of it, you actually target significantly higher levels. And I'll show you another example of this ascending triangle. And that was with the last time that Ethereum actually bottomed out. We had a smaller ascending triangle, though it was still a pretty big one. Once Ethereum broke out of this ascending triangle, made support on the back of it, that's where we actually got this rip, right, from $150 ETH all the way up to $365. So that's still a 137% pump once we actually broke out of the pattern. I'm not saying we're going to get 137% pump, but a 50% pump off of a really bullish pattern like this up to maybe $3,000 is not out of the question. People, have bear market PTSD. And I don't even think that we're in a bull market. What I do think, though, is that we are in a bullish trend, right? We're starting to make higher lows and higher highs, both in many altcoins, but also particularly in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's in this very, very nice uptrend, right? So I want to trade with the trend upwards, and I'm going to be long. Now we are towards the top of this really sloppy channel that I just drew out. So again, we're looking at Bitcoin. We could very easily see a pullback and then a continuation of this trend. That pullback might be to 24, 25K. But I'm looking to buy the dips in Ethereum until proven otherwise, and until the S&P 500 gives us a signal that maybe the risk assets need to are potentially going back down into a deeper recession or a deeper pullback. But for right now, we're in an uptrend, and I do think that Ethereum could end up breaking out of this pattern and sending up higher.